Okay, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Cajun Queen, and today I'm going to be doing the video that everybody's been asking for. I'm going to be making roux, and typically I used to make roux on the stove in a black iron skillet. My mom's done roux in her microwave for years and years, but I just never did it that way. And then I came upon one day realizing, hey, maybe I could try it in my crock pot or slow cooker. So I gave it a try and it works. Now the only key, and I'll remind you that later on, but the only key is you do not put the lid on your crock pot while it's cooking. So in this slow cooker, and this is about a 3-quart maybe, it's a long skinny one, a tall one. I've made it in my 6-quart oval one, but I wanted to do it in this smaller one because this is actually going to be a smaller batch, even though it makes a lot. But I just make it up and put it in jars in my refrigerator, and it stays there for a long time, months and months and months. So in here so far, I measured out 7 cups of flour. Okay, and next we will put the oil in. And typically roux is like 1 to 1 part oil and water. Oil and flour, not water. No water is in this roux at all. Equal parts oil, any kind of vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever basic oil you use. And it's usually like 1 to 1. So I did have 7 cups of flour in here, and so far you can see the oil I do have in here. It equals to 3 cups. So I just say the easiest is 1 to 1 ratio, and you will have a lot of oil left on top when you're finished cooking this roux. I just put it in my jar and leave it sitting on the top of my jar. And then when I'm, making gumbo or whatever, I use that oil to saute my vegetables. So I just add my oil kind of slowly. And then I'll bring this crock pot up to temperature. Let it slowly heat up. Okay, this is about 1 hour later, and you can see it's like bubbled up, you see? So it's pretty hot now. And I just come in here, it's not sticking or anything, it's still very liquidy, but I just give it a stir. You won't get rid of all the bubbles, don't worry about that. Just make sure it's stirred good so it distributes the heat, because in a crock pot, the heat is all around the edges of it. Okay. We'll just let it go. Okay, we're about another hour maybe here, and you can see how close it is to my edge. So that's what I meant by watch it very closely, and you might have to go and stir it more often because you don't want it to bubble over. That would create a big mess, and it would burn something. This is boiling hot grease, oil. So basically it's like frying the flour, I guess. But as you see, when I stir it down, as I stir it, it goes down a little bit. It went down a good 2 inches, I guess. So now I'm going to put this on low, and it should, bring down the boiling temperature. This little pot right here tends to be very, very hot. So some slow cookers, I got several, cook, on a lower heat, even on the high level. And some cook at a hotter temperature. So you just have to watch it. And now I got it stirred down really good. So we're a good 3 inches and something from the top, which is just fine. I'm going to stir this down, and I'll put it on low, but you can start to smell it. It tends to start to have a nutty smell. And it's gotten a little darker here. I hope you can pick it up on the camera, but a little bit darker. So we're just going to continue cooking it. Okay, here's a couple of more hours we've been. Now I want to show you something that you got to be very careful with when you go to stir your thing. I'll see if it'll do it. But when you reach down here at the bottom, it's not doing it that much, but when you do it, you see the big bubbles forming, and you see down there it's kind of clumpy. So you just want to be careful. There you see the bubbles. As you move it around, it normally won't splash on you, but you just have to be very careful that it doesn't. And I'm using a silicone spoon here. You definitely want to use something like that, because if not, it'll melt just regular plastic. You cannot just use regular plastic when making roux. It's just too hot. And you can start to see the color changing very gradually. We're right about maybe 3 hours here. And this is the long and slow process of making roux, but it's also a almost no fuss way, because I only stir it about now that I have it on low, I'm only stirring it about every hour maybe. So we'll come back when I stir it again. Okay, y'all, this is just about getting very close to how I like it. See how dark that color is? With the light, it appears a little bit lighter, because of the camera light, but it is nice and dark under there. So I'm telling you, this roux cooking bit is not for the faint of heart, though. I'll tell y'all that much. No matter which way you choose to do it, it's not that easy. Now, it's easy for me. I've been doing it a long time, but when you're gonna try to do it, don't give up if you don't get it right the first time. But this has been cooking all night, so about 18 hours. Now, if you want to make a long, this obviously takes a very long time to do. But if you want to make a big batch where you can put it all in your fridge one time, roux making, you don't have to make roux every time you want gumbo, this is the way to go. This is the way I do it now. Alright, we're at the end of our roux. And I want to give you all a good look at the color that you're looking for. Now, this camera has a light on it, so the roux does appear a little bit lighter. But it's like a chocolate fudge color, just about. It's not this kind of tannish color. It's coming out, more of a tannish color, dark tan. But this is really dark, because this spoon, the spoon that I'm holding, is a bright safety orange color. So the color is very off on the screen. But I'll try to take a still picture of it and post it at the end of this video too. Okay guys, this roux took almost 24 hours to complete, all done in the slow cooker, all with no cover ever on this pot at all. So this is a very slow method, but it's easy not to burn the roux. And when you cook it on the stove, you have to stir it constantly and be careful not to burn it. But I hope this helps somebody, and if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. Alright, y'all have a great day. Thank you. Bye.